I'm Jonathan Bricklin, and this is Table Talk. I am here with Carol Klenfner, a legendary rock publicist and later in life ping pong professional ping pong player.
I made my $30.
Do you consider yourself professional? I mean, when you introduce yourself to people,
$30, it was cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Professional.
pro. Did you pay taxes on that?
Of course not.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
embezzler, tax evader, and famous rock publicist. No, I've been dying to talk to you. You train at Spin
Twice a week.
And you've competed in the national championships, the World Veteran Championships.
Not the World Veteran yet.
Not the World. Not yet.
The National Senior Games,
Okay.
State Senior Games.
And not only compete, but win. And
I've done my fair share of winning. I've got some gold medals and my.
You have, I think, a second place in one of those?
In the most recent
one, you got second?
Women's doubles. But
Okay.
New York State Games last year, I got 3 gold.
Wow.
Singles, mixed doubles, women's doubles. And I'm headed to the Nationals in June in Albuquerque.
Amazing. So are you just taking advantage of your age and like you were always a good
Hell
athlete?
yeah.
And you were like waiting, you saw the loophole and you're like, when I turn however old you are, you're like, I'm gonna capitalize on that?
I was a sporty kid.
But were you an amazing athlete as a kid?
No, but I loved playing.
But you like sports.
I
You were
liked
good.
sports, and then I was in an automobile accident in college, and my hip was dislocated, and the doctor said, take it easy, you'll get arthritis. And for the next 40, whatever, I could be exaggerating, could be 50 years, I did sort of take it easy. I went to the gym, but I didn't really play any sports.
No tennis?
A little tennis, never really well.
Okay.
It was bad on my back. Then I saw this documentary on Channel 13 PBS called Ping Pong.
Uh-huh.
And it's the World Veteran Tournament. And it focused on 4 players. The youngest one was 80.
Wow.
The oldest one was 100. And
Unbelievable.
they had their aches and pains, but they went for the kill. And I thought, there's a sport for me. It's got a future.
Why did you decide that it was something you wanted to compete at? Like, I could see being inspired by it.
I wanted to play.
But, yeah.
I thought this is something I could do.
Were you like, I can beat those guys? I'll kick their ass?
No, I knew I couldn't.
That old lady there, that guy, he
aside.
can barely
Right.
stand. I'm going to destroy him.
I just thought this is something that looks like fun. I had a ping pong table when I was a kid. You know, we played a little. So I went to Spin with a friend of mine who had also grown up with a ping pong table in her basement in Queens.
Uh-huh.
And we played a couple of times, and it was a little, same game, same person, same game. I asked at the front desk, we love this. Is there anything else that we could do? And they told us about the Women's League.
Okay.
So I joined the Women's League. We auditioned, we passed.
Uh-huh. You auditioned. You were a woman. You qualified, and then...
Well, it wasn't an abject beginner. And I got tired of losing.
Okay, so then you started taking lessons.
Exactly.
Okay. I have to cut us off short here because your career is so incredible. I couldn't help myself. You were publicist for The Doors, the Rolling Stones.
The Stones, The Who,
like Jim
Elton
Morrison.
John.
Did you advise Jim on an interview at some point in life?
Not Jim. I worked with them, but
Okay.
there are some I got closer to than others.
Okay.
But most of them I didn't get that close, if you know what I mean. As a woman in that business back in the day, you had to be professional, otherwise they didn't take you seriously.
Extra professional.
My
sure.
claim to fame was that I could talk my way backstage.
Wow, that's a good skill. I mean, that's a valuable skill. In your illustrious career as a rock publicist, is there one incident or just mistake that you ever made that was hilarious and almost cost you your job or your life? Or
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because there was a time I was working with a very young band out of New England. No one really had heard of them out of their region. And to help the lead singer who had never done a major interview before, I set him up with a friend of mine who was a reporter at a daily in New York, one of the New York daily papers.
Okay.
So it was before cell phones. I got there on time at 2 o'clock. This guy was supposed to meet us there at the offices. It's 2:30 now. It's 3 o'clock. you know, he and I are just chatting, the reporter and I. 4 o'clock, the door bursts open, and in walks this guy who's like wearing like leopard skin pants and his mother's bathrobe and all kinds of feathers and stuff like that. Says, "Oh man, I'm so sorry I got dosed and I'm tripping my brains out." Turns around, throws up on the editor-in-chief's desk. And that was Steven Tyler's first major interview.
Wow, that's great. And he hasn't changed at all. Do you have a favorite part of your body, internally or externally, or a personality trait that
Personality trait.
Okay.
I thought a lot about this, and it's something that serves me well in life and in ping pong.
Okay.
Flexibility.
Nice.
Go with the flow.
Yeah. So are you speaking physically and mentally
Yes.
right now?
Yes.
More mentally than physically even? Or both?
Both, actually.
Yeah?
But really mentally. Yeah. I
Flexibility.
like people that are flexible, who accept change and learn.
It's such an important part of life. And if you aren't, you often break. Like, you know. Like,
Absolutely. I say that myself.
You do?
If you don't bend, you break.
Oh, good. I researched you, so I'm just stealing your lines. Musicians are the coolest playing ping pong because they are unabashed. They're more flamboyant. They're like style, and it's cool to see. Okay, here's a question that reveals more about me. What if you could have a superpower? Would it be A, only of these three for now? Invisibility, the ability to fly, very practically and conveniently anywhere you want. And the third one, if you could be a world champion ping pong player and never have to practice at all, but have the
It's a it's a hard choice.
Is it a hard
flying is tempting, but it's all about ping pong in my life.
Would you go with
now.
ping pong?
Yeah,
Really?
I'd still practice though.
You would practice?
Yeah,
Because you like
because I like to play.
That's great.
Play is the most underrated 4-letter word.
That's a good one. That's a really good answer. I like that answer. But if you had to choose between invisibility and flying, which one would you?
Flying.
Okay, Nowadays with travel, it's so inconvenient. I might be tempted
No
to go
airports. Can you
travel.
imagine how great
As long
that
as there's
would
no
be?
TSA, like I'm good. Okay, let's play a game.
All right.
You ready for a game?
I'm ready.
All right, that's a warm-up serve. First one over. All right, my serve. I take a huge lead, early lead.
Did you see how I just gave it away? I was
You
winning,
just gave it away.
and then as soon
we
as
were
the game
warming
started,
up, and you were destroying me.
Right.
Is this a recurring theme in your
It's a
competition?
nightmare.
I have the same problem. Oh my God. All right.
See, I got
2-0. Your serve. Nice shot. Your serve. Your training is working against you here. Shit. All right. Here you go.
Yes.
Carol,
Yeah.
thank you. We're actually good playing partners there. That was good. Thank you.
Did I win?
You won the last game.
All right.